to ask the First Minister whether the Scottish Government will provide police with access to all correspondence, transcripts, meeting notes and other communications with ministers, its officials, with the Scottish Prison Service to assist with the investigation regarding the Allan Marshall case.
First Minister. Well, firstly, Presiding Officer, my thoughts and condolences, of course, remain with the family of Allan Marshall. The former Justice Secretary met with him personally following the fatal accident inquiry determination. There is, of course, now a live police investigation underway, so it would be inappropriate for me or anyone else in the Scottish Government to comment on that investigation. But I will, of course, confirm that the Scottish Government will cooperate fully with any investigation undertaken by Police Scotland.
Polly McNeill.
Since I first read of the death of Allan Marshall, who died in March 2015 as a result of injuries sustained 4 days earlier whilst being held in remand at HMP Edinburgh, I did vow to do all I can for Allan's family. First Minister will know that the CCTV footage from the prison showed that Allan was dragged naked by the feet face down along a corridor by 13 prison officers. The officers involved were given immunity from prosecution. In the 8 long years since his death, Allan's family have been waiting for the answers. Press reports indicate that some of the prison officers were branded consistently dishonest at the inquiry, but were able to retire on full pensions without any stain on their service. The independent review into the response to deaths in prison custody that was discussed recently in this Parliament recommended that families should have unfettered access to information about a death in custody. Now, I wonder if the First Minister agrees that this is a shocking episode in Scottish justice, and that, of course, it's a matter for the Lord Advocate. I fully appreciate that. But does the First Minister agree with me that future Lord Advocates need to look at the outcome of this case and the mistakes in this case before granting immunity in the future? And I call on the Government, I think they have said they'll do this, to implement in full the recommendations of the independent review into deaths in custody.
First Minister. I'll point back to the comment I made earlier on. There is a live police investigation, so it is appropriate that I am careful in what I say in order that nothing I say could possibly prejudice any ongoing investigation. But I do absolutely understand the sentiment expressed. I watched the full CCTV coverage. My heart goes out to the family of Allan Marshall, and I absolutely understand the concern that was raised by that. Decisions around prosecution or immunity from prosecution are rightly and properly in our democracy for independent prosecutors, and it would be wrong for me as a politician to seek to second guess that. But there is now, of course, an investigation underway. In relation to the wider point, and I think it is a point very well made, the independent review of deaths in custody was important, and it is now vital that that is taken forward. The Scottish Government is making progress on recommendations, including the proposal for an independent investigation into every death in custody. So, in answer to the question Polly McNeill asked, should lessons be learned from this case to inform future decisions? Of course that is the case, but that must be done in the proper way and in line with due process. But I absolutely understand the concerns that have been raised in association with this case, and I hope the processes underway will help to give further, if not comfort, then some degree of assurance and in time consolation to Allan Marshall's family.